the Lost World Minute, a minute podcast reviewing 1997 sequel Jurassic Park 1 minute at a time. I'm Brad.
I'm Dave.
And today we're here to discuss possible trailer news, some figure news, and episode minute 72 of The Lost World. Dave, we've even though this podcast is being released on the Thursday, some important stuff's happening today which will probably warrant its own little episode, so stand by for that. Happy Trailer Day and Happy Collectors Day. Currently there's an expo going on in Brazil, which we just learnt this week that Colin and J.A. Biona have flown down to, which sort of coincides with the 7th and the release of the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom teaser trailer. So no doubt that it's going to premiere there first, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But we're going to get some more stuff to come out of that in the coming days. We have got some images that have been posted up by Ironhead Studios, sort of further teasers to products coming out, including sort of the Tyrannosaur rest area. Some nice detail here with the you can see sort of the T-Rex footprint on the concrete barrier that the fence is built on, and some nice sort of water effects on the leaves and the foliage.
Oh yeah, those water effects on that leaf look so real, don't they?
Yeah.
I wonder what they're made out of. If they're like a clear plastic, or if they're like a little droplet of that fake water that they have.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I wonder how well they're stuck to the leaf. There's nothing worse than having collectibles and having them break in your hands as you're trying to set stuff up.
Yeah.
But we also got some nice interior images of the explorers. I just love sort of that wood grain look. Sort of more so because we didn't really get a good look inside the explorers in the film that much. But there's some nice little things here, like the microphone in the center console as well, which I don't think we haven't seen in the film.
Yeah. And not to mention it all looks like they put a nice little wash on everything to bring out the detail.
Yeah.
And the grain and the fake wood and the leather grain and pretty much everything. And then I love the little console that we see there with the Jurassic Park logo. You know?
Yeah, it's that sort of that rocky logo, which I really like that logo.
Yeah, me too.
I had to laugh. I love how the cups of water on the dashboard, yet there's two cup holders in that center console. But yeah, some nice detail there with both of them, and as well as the nice pristine new looking Explorer, we've also got a couple of teasers here of a upturned Explorer as well, already in mid crushing, where the Tyrannosaur was sort of standing on the back of it and biting at the tyres, and it also reveals Tim and Lex in the back of it, in the mud.
Yeah, it's. I think it's going to be the shot that we see of the T-Rex where she's roaring over the top of the vehicle as she's stepping down on it, and we see from and it's the same shot where we next cut to Ian Malcolm yelling, "Hey, hey!" while he's waving the flare up over his head. Yeah,
and she's got that tyre in her jaws, or stuck on her tooth.
And of course, I imagine the Alan Grant will be in his Ian Freeze pose. You know?
Now these are statues and not movable figures, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So that'll.
Yeah, these are collectible statues.
Yeah. So if Ian's in that sort of half squatting pose he is when he's freezing, I just wonder how that's going to display by itself if someone just wants an Alan Grant and can't buy the rest of it. You got Sam Neill squatting on a shelf. But also one last picture we got too was from the front of the ruined Explorer and the Tyrannosaur's foot in the mud on the trackway, which just the paint on that looks fantastic.
Oh, it looks so good, and we finally have a Lex figure in
Mm.
here. You look closely, you can see Lex and Tim kind of blurred out in the underside of the vehicle. Not in the leg picture, but in the inside the vehicle there.
Yeah. Yep.
And you got the mud splattered track on the underside of the, or next to the bottom of the car, and the bottom of the car just kind of merges with the mud. Already where the mud sunk over the threshold of the roof of the car.
Yeah, and we'd speculated earlier that the Explorer was probably going to be, or the rest area was going to be sort of like a diorama where you could put the Explorer and the figures on. Just the way this one's upside down and sort of merges with the dirt road, it sort of looks like it's part of the scenery.
Yeah.
Because we've seen photos as well of the sort of the Tyrannosaur fence that hasn't been destroyed yet. So it makes me wonder if there's going to be multiple versions of the diorama, sort of the tour car sitting there looking like the goat scene, or if now this where the Tyrannosaurs escaped.
Well, one thing it's going to be is it's going to be like all parts of one scene, kind of sold separately. It's going to be Alan Grant sold separately, Ian Malcolm sold separately. Then there's going to be the T-Rex with the base of the ruined of the ruined Explorer, where the T-Rex is kind of standing on top of the Explorer, and then the other Explorer, the clean Explorer, will be sold separately with the perfectly good fence, as part of that base.
Well, you could put the good Explorer behind, as long as it's marked '05. You could put it back and have that as the one that Alan and Malcolm get out of anyway.
Well, I think that's what it's going to be. I think it was an Explorer '04 that the T-Rex trashed up.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I think it's Explorer '04 that will be part of the T-Rex's base, and Explorer 5 will be sold separately.
Please be under $1,000. Oh man,
I'm getting one of these things. I don't care which one it is. It's all looks like it's going to be excellent. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the detail of the T-Rex here, the foot. There's just so many little details here that I just notice every time I look at it, like the mud that looks like it's been splashed up around the footprint. You can see. At first, I thought that they miscolored the toenails on the T-Rex's claws. Then I realized no, that's splashes of mud on the toe claws, and then the same amount with the scutes that go up the top of the feet.
Yep.
There's splashes of mud there. I mean, that's just so intricately detailed.
Yeah, because we've also seen the two different trackways. We've seen the cleaner trackway with a little bit of rust on it, and then the trackway here beside this upturned Explorer.
Yeah, I think that's going to be part of the '05 Explorer base.
Yeah.
The clean track.
Yep. Which again just makes me wonder how big this thing really is.
Well, it's 1/10, so it's going to be pretty decent size.
Yeah.
Somebody on statue form or in the Chronicle thread posted up a picture of a 1/10 T-Rex skeleton. It was like a model kit for kids, and it was huge. It was like 3 feet long.
Oh, I wonder if that's the same T-Rex model statue I've got.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was a Mailway thing from the UK, I think. But it'd be 2 foot tall, probably. Yeah. Anyway. Oh.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It was about 2 feet tall, about 3 feet long.
Wow.
Yeah, it was huge. And plus, the kids being there just made it look so much bigger.
See, even just that, just a bit of dirty road and the upturned Explorer, if the kids sort of screaming out the back, I'd just love that to display. But it's going to be part of so much bigger, so much more.
This T-Rex is going to be a couple thousand at least.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, this is all going to be for the high end stuff. But it's just good to see this sort of stuff coming out for collectors. Because on the other side of the thing, we've also had Funko Pop sort of announce or release all the stuff they're looking at doing. Unfortunately, it doesn't include a Dr. Ellie Sattler, because we were under the impression that it was going to be mainly for the Jurassic World line, but they've also come out to say, no, we're doing stuff for Jurassic Park as well. No mention of the other sequels, unfortunately, but yeah, they've sort of released what they're going to do, but no Ellie as part of it, which is upsetting. But
yeah, what I think it is that toy companies really don't make a lot of female characters. I don't know why. It's this endless chain of self-justification where they don't make enough of them because they don't sell, but they don't sell because they don't make enough of them to put on the show.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
And Hasbro does that. Kenner did that. Toy companies just do that. I have no idea what the deal is about it. You know?
Mm. Well, that's it. Then sometimes as they do re-releases a year or so later, so people that missed out can get stuff. Whether they do as well as not is another thing.
That is true.
I do like one comment here by someone in the forums is the reason for Ellie not being an Ellie figure is that Laura Dern probably didn't give her likeness the tick for a likeness, but I don't think Funko Pops really go for likenesses that much.
No, it's basically a blank face with two little black eyes and the very bare minimum features of the character it's supposed to be representing. Like, for example, Indiana Jones might have the Indiana Jones jacket and outfit with the hat and maybe the whip in the hand.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's pretty much all the same facial expression and facial sculpt with additions added to make it look like the character they're supposed to be representing.
Yeah. Now, if it was revealed that there wasn't going to be a Ellie Sattler Ironhead Studios figure, then that would definitely lead to likeness and her not signing off. But yeah, not vinyl, not pops. But yeah, that's all about to come out, or is coming out now. By the time you're hearing this, it'll all be out, and we'll have stuff we like. We probably have stuff we don't like so much, but we've got to start saving some pennies.
Yep.
Compy's been presumed to be scavengers, like jackals.
Gives me the creeps. It's like it's not scared.
There haven't been any visitors to this island. There's no reason for it to fear man.
Now it does.
Alright, ready to get into 72.
Yeah.
As we entered minute 71 of The Lost World, Dita Stark's toilet trip had taken a turn for the worst. As we start minute 72, Dita smiles to himself after the compy lunged through the ferns at him. He pulls out his shock prod and extends the mast and tells the compy that it's not polite to sneak up on people. At 71 minutes and 7 seconds, Dita starts wildly throwing the shock prod around, trying to zap the compy, but it's too quick for him and hops away, hooting and chirping. At 71 minutes and 14 seconds, Dita smiles to himself and starts walking back to where he thinks the others are. At 71 minutes and 27 seconds, Dita looks to the left and the right and does a 360. He then calls out, "Hey Carter, let me hear from you." He walks over to a fallen log and jumps up on it to try and get higher ground and get his bearings back. He calls out to Carter again, but he got turned around in here. At 71 minutes and 40 seconds, we cut back to Carter, still listening to his music, enjoying a little snack. Dita's calls are going unanswered. At 71 minutes and 48 seconds, we cut back to Dita, wandering the forest aimlessly, hopelessly lost. He's still calling out, "Hey Carter," but no one can hear him. And that's where we end minute 72, with Dita, the Lost Wanderer.
We got the reveal last minute of the compy bursting through the ferns and scaring Dita. And now he sort of smiles and realises and laughs to himself, knowing that he just sort of essentially pooed his pants for this little this little dinosaur sort of coming through the ferns at him. So no need to worry about that problem anymore, Dieter. But it's sort of interesting here. I didn't notice it before that he's got his taser in his hand now as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sort of in the dark scene as well. But we got like this shaft of light coming down on Dieter and onto the little stump or little log that the compy's standing on. He tells the compy it's not polite to sneak up on people, and pushes a little button on the taser for it to extend out, and the shock prod charges up, and then he sort of lunges around, zapping into the foliage 2 or 3 times, but the compy sort of scampers away, chirping, seemingly unharmed. In the script, he actually did contact it and injure it, and we got a shot of the compy sort of limping away and whimpering to itself. But it adds to that sort of frustration here, where he sort of tries to scare it away, and it's just chirping happily, going, "Nah, next time I'll get you." We certainly get that when he's when they come back for the attack too. Just the effort required to sort of scare him away far enough, but they just sit there and hop and chirp, and they're just waiting for you to tire yourself out.
Now then it cuts to a shot of Roland. I'm sorry, not Roland. Dieter coming out of the forest and kind of out of this little clearing they can kind of see behind him. That was interesting. I think I found this location in when I went to the redwoods, but I don't think I took any pictures of it because I wasn't sure if it was or not. I just didn't want to waste the space on my camera.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, well, it comes.
Yeah, when I look back at it, I'm like, I think that was it, and now I kick myself because I didn't take any pictures.
Yeah, because I love, like, he's sort of in the forest itself, but you can see there's sort of an open clearing out the back, through some foliage, and almost like a mist there as well.
Yeah. They filmed it in like early fall here, so fall is always when the redwoods are the most foggiest, so that's much why there's fog in every redwood scene that we get.
Yeah, it definitely adds that atmosphere to it.
Yeah, it does.
But he sort of comes back here, and it looks similar to where he stopped before to relieve himself, but he sort of looks left and right and does a bit of a 180 and yells out, "Hey Carter, let me hear from you." And I just love these scenes too, where he's walking through the forest, just the ambient noise, the birds, the insects, probably a little bit
really
louder.
Something Spielberg has always been really good at is creating this aura of isolation, and where you just feel completely cut off from the rest of the world. You know, he did it with Jaws, he did it with E.T., and he did it here and the first Jurassic Park as well. So it's really it's a talent of his to create this feeling of tension through isolation. Yeah.
Yep.
And you can really feel like lost in the woods with him here too, because I mean, I've been in unfamiliar woods where I've gotten lost and I'm just running back and forth trying to figure out where the trail went. You know?
Yep. Yeah, it hasn't happened in a long time, but it's something I don't want to happen ever again. It's not a real good feeling.
No, it's not. It doesn't happen to me often. I think it's only happened like once or twice, but you get deep in the woods where you don't usually go, and it's easy to lose the trail, especially in like the fall and winter when there's leaves or snow covering the trail and you can't figure out which way to go.
Yeah, yep. Everything looks the damn same.
Yeah, exactly.
But
all the trees here. I mean, a lot of the trees do have this uniqueness to them, but if you're unfamiliar with it, it's easy to get lost.
Yep. But Dieter sort of turns around again and starts walking towards a giant redwood. Yells out again, "Hey Carter, I got turned around in here." And he climbs up the base of the tree is a little bit higher than the surrounding area, so he sort of climbs up on, has a look around to see if he can see further, but without much luck, and sort of curses at himself. We cut back to the hunters. Carter's eating while listening to his music still, and we get to hear the "Hey Carter, let me hear from you" coming through, which I'm not sure if that's Dita yelling it out a second time or if that's just the first time, and we're getting the perspective from Carter's side.
Very good question, though.
Yeah. Which it doesn't really matter, but it just shows that Carter still can't hear. That's sort of the voices coming through loud enough. It's a wonder no one else heard. But
it was possibly that it was just loud enough that where you're having a conversation with somebody, you're not paying attention, you don't hear it. You know?
Yeah.
It could be very well that possibility, because when we last saw the hunters group together, they're all talking to each other. You know?
Yeah, and you're sort of focusing on the person beside you you're talking to, and not what 15 other people are saying. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But it cuts back to Dita walking the forest still. Calls out Carter once again. We talked in previous minutes how some of these the redwood shots looks like they just got the cast to walk one way, then back the other way, and reusing the same area. And it definitely looks like it here. There's a couple of trees that are starting to look familiar from earlier stuff where Ian and Sarah are walking through, and that as well. But
honestly, I would have to say that in a way, even though it's the same spot, it's at the same exact location that they filmed those earlier scenes. Those earlier scenes had like this aura of beauty about it, whereas this just is creepy. It's like that creepy old forest, you know, versus the giant, magnificent kind of beauty of the redwoods that we were seeing earlier.
Yeah, well, you could say the earlier one was sort of that bright morning light coming through, whereas this is setting sun late afternoon, and the jungle's about to go back to sleep.
Or wake up, depending on which I look at it.
Yeah, well, most of them would be nocturnal, the animals.
Especially the predators.
Yeah. But Dita's lost at this stage. But on the plus side, he's still got his rifle and taser.
For now.
At this stage, yeah. But I don't know how far you'd go before you just let a shot off. I don't think it's going to attract any danger from animals if you fire a shot in the air. Like that big redwood he stood at before and shouted out to Carter again, just stay there and let a shot off. Everyone's going to hear it. Maybe he's at the point at the moment where he sort of thinks he can still find his way out.
I have no doubt that he's still trying to figure out his way before he starts. Panic has not set in yet.
Yeah,
you know? He's worried, but he's not panicking.
Yeah, and he's about 5 steps away from losing his gun and his taser here in the next minute, where it all goes pear-shaped. But it's also interesting looking back at the original pre-San Diego script and the shooting script. This scene's a lot shorter. They're not in the redwoods; they're in sort of dense jungle. Dita takes a couple of steps off the path that the hunters are on, and he's immediately surrounded by the jungle, and finds a little open area that he can sort of scratch some leaves aside to go to the toilet. And then the sort of compies just sort of come out of the jungle all around him, and he sort of falls over and has the gun trained on him at one stage, but then they sort of all attack, led by the wounded one. And in the scurry, he sort of throws his rifle and taser aside and loses them in the foliage. And then once he gets up, he doesn't know what direction he takes, sort of several steps either way, and just can't find the path again, which is sort of a lot similar to the novel, where it's more of that dense jungle. But then they end up down the stream anyway, where they are, where the kill happens. But that's next week.
Yep.
Anything else on 72 before we get heavy for the week?
No, I think we're good.
Alright.
Alright guys, let's get the hell out of here.
Contact details are on the website, thelostworldminute.com. You can email feedback to thelostworldminute@gmail.com, Facebook, The Lost World Minute, Twitter @thelostworldminute, and Instagram, The Lost World Minute.
Easy to remember.
Yeah, very easy to remember. David, thank you for joining me for this recording.
Welcome.
And we'll be back I've been Brad,
I'm Dave.
and we'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
It is absolutely imperative that we work with the Costa Rican Department of Biological Preserves to establish a set of rules for the preservation and isolation of that island. These creatures require our absence to survive, not our help. And if we could only step aside and trust in nature,